Welcome back to another episode of 4XPEDITION Adventure. In this episode, we venture out to Bozeman, Montana to install our new Go Fast platform truck camper on our 2020 Ram Rebel. Join us for this exciting overland build and ride along on our summertime road trip adventure. The next episode of 4XPEDITION Adventure starts now. Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to another episode of 4XPEDITION Adventure. I'm Scott Leuthold. Coming to you today from our cabin here in northern New Mexico, but as you can see behind me, we've got a lot of gear here in the back of the truck, and that's all for good reason. So first off, Heather and I have been adventuring solo for many, many years, and when we met in April of last year, I had been already planning to move up here, and my new adventure that I was embarking on was to build this cabin here and build a life for myself in the mountains. And so when we came together, and she finally came up to move in with me and start working on this property with me, we really didn't get an opportunity much at all to do any adventuring together, even though we'd done so much adventuring for many, many years solo, as I mentioned. And also, one of the things that allowed Heather and I to get to know each other was the fact that she had a Subaru Outback and I had a Subaru Outback, and she wanted to lift hers, and so she reached out to me, and that's how we ended up initially meeting. Well, we spent a solid year working on this cabin and getting it to a place where we feel comfortable that it's livable, and it was just a remarkable project and a remarkable adventure that we took together. However, now that we've got that done, we're going to start spending a little bit more time doing adventures and filming adventures together. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to stop doing the Pursuit of Cabin Living series. Quite the contrary, we have a lot more we need to do on this cabin, and we'll be sharing all that with you over time. But we will definitely be mixing into that adventure videos and so forth. Well, this summer, early July, we decided to buy a pop-up truck camper. And so what we're purchasing is a product by a company called Go Fast Campers, and they make a canopy that sits on the back of your truck and has a built-in wedge-style rooftop tent. Well, now we're going through all of our gear here in order to be able to consolidate things down, get really organized, and we're going to be hitting the road this week to head up to Bozeman, Montana to pick up our Go Fast camper. We're really excited about that. We really look forward to sharing this episode with you, so sit back and enjoy the ride. So interestingly enough, Heather and I both have multiple sets of just about everything. I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have about 8 backpacks. Heather's got a whole bunch of running packs because she's spent a lot of time in her past doing a lot of trail running. So really what we have to do is really go through all of her stuff, go through all of my stuff, decide what we like the best of, consolidate that down. All the rest of this stuff either is going to be put away in a duffel bag so that when people come stay with us or want to take adventures with us, we have additional gear for other people, or we're going to have a big ass rummage sale and sell all this stuff off. Either way, we're going to get consolidated and have our truck camper set up. We have our backpacking set up. We have our paddle board set up. We've got our bike packing set up. So we'll have all of these things kind of organized in a way that allow us to be able to hit the road and take any kind of adventure we really want to take at the time we want to take it. So one of the things I need to deal with is when I hit the road for any extended period of time with my truck, I've got to bring an entire bin full of 4XPEDITION merchandise. So I bring 2 to 4 pieces of just about everything that I offer, and I stick it all in this bin. I've got patches, stickers, multiple sizes of t-shirts, men's and women's, a variety of different caps to choose from. I've got shipping boxes. I've also got my my label printer for printing labels for shipping. I've got everything pretty much in this bin right here. So that gets us the ability to be able to fulfill orders while we're on the road and not really skip a beat, not make people wait for their orders to be delivered. So many of you that watch my channel for a long time, you recognize this bin. I have a couple of these bins. This one here holds all of my pantry items, so dry food. And then the one down there is for electronics. The top one there is for kitchen stuff, and the bottom one there is an emergency bin that's got tow straps and all sorts of different things in it. So we're going through all that right now, putting together our pantry of dry food, pulling out all the old stuff that is now expired and ready to be thrown away. Go through all these. Don't need, don't need, don't need, don't need. There's a lot of stuff in here I don't need that I don't use anymore. Here's a little portable solar system. Charges this little pen here. You open this up, it's a Goal Zero. It's got little solar panels. Boy, I tell you, somebody would probably love that, but I don't use it. There's a camp pillow. Check this out. This thing's pretty cool too. Heather was like, what the heck is that? Boom. It's a wine glass. I like this too. See this little thing? This is actually a backpack. It's a spare little backpack. I took this down to Brazil. This is what I used on my back when I went around Brazil just for the day when I wasn't carrying around my big pack. Old tripod, big ass knife. This is pretty cool. I don't really use this much either. This is a cool titanium alcohol stove by Vargo. Heck, I should probably give that away on Team 4X.
Everything but the kitchen sink is in here. It's pretty crazy. But plenty of room for us up here. It's gonna be a great trip. Here's another spot that's awesome. Snack drawer. Everything's in here. We're doing it.
All right, folks. Well, today's the day. We're heading up to Bozeman, Montana. Starting today, it should be about a 3-day drive. We're heading up there to get our Go Fast camper to put on our 2020 Ram Rebel. Pretty excited about it. Nice to have this idea that we're going to have a second home again where we can bug out and go and take short weekend vacations and so forth. But we got everything loaded up in the truck and we're ready to roll. All right, you ready, baby?
I'm ready.
It's about time that we're going to have an adventure rig again, isn't it?
I know, it's going to be so much fun.
Woohoo! Leaving our beautiful town of Angel Fire, New Mexico. Well, we've made it to Moab, Utah. Oh, we put in a pretty long day today, but we wanted to get here. It's around 7:30 at night. We should be getting to Moab around 8. Cuts off about an hour and a half, 2 hours of our drive tomorrow. But check this out. Who wouldn't want to come here and spend a little bit of time?
Some coffee. Beautiful day. Good morning. This place is so cute.
Well, good morning, my friends. This morning we are in Moab, Utah, and we're just passing through. Unfortunately, we're not able to spend much time here. We've got to get up to Bozeman, so we're going to hit the road. Today we're going to end up probably somewhere up near Park City, Utah, and then we'll go up the Wyoming border maybe into Jackson, and then if possible through Yellowstone, and then up to Bozeman. So let's get going. And we're off in Moab.
Hold on to your dream. Oh, I know you wanna scream. Since the day you're born, you're just a flower on your own, waiting for the sun to blossom, hoping to break through the storm.
This is how we start the day here, as we are heading towards Bozeman, Montana. Cheers. This is breakfast of champions.
Which part do you think I should eat?
The whole part.
I'll save you the
The dough. You'll save me the dough. No, eat the chocolate. It's the best part for you. Oh man. Rip off one chocolate chip. That's done. Of course.
Some silk and honey. A big white horse is running through the golden doors. You know you gotta take the ride. It's now or never by my side. Lead on Daisy, don't be shy. Nobody.
Well, at the suggestion of my brother Dan, we decided to get off Highway 6 in Helper, Utah and check things out. Turns out to be a really cool little town, and from the black and white historical photos I've seen of the town, this was really a bustling little community. Now it's a revitalized artist community, very cool little town. If you've never been and you're coming up Highway 6 toward Salt Lake City, definitely get off the highway and check it out.
Perfect by the end. It's time to conquer your own land.
Ice cream. Are you playing? Are you playing? Hi, little baby. This little guy's gonna make us ice cream someday. Oh, you're so cute. Cheers, honey.
Well now, we've arrived in Jackson, Wyoming. Boy, we have made some long runs. Look at, there's the Tetons. It's Friday night. We still haven't even found a place to stay. We had originally intended to stay down in Park City. And then we thought, oh heck, maybe we'll just keep going on to Afton, Wyoming. and we ended up saying, maybe we'll keep going past that. It is now 8:45 p.m. It's still light out. We are in Jackson, Wyoming. We have not got anywhere to stay, so we've got to find a place to stay, but pretty excited about it. This means that tomorrow we have a much, much shorter drive through some absolutely beautiful, beautiful country.
What are we doing today?
We are in Jackson, Wyoming, and it's raining this morning. It's pretty wet out today, but we're walking around to get some breakfast and coffee, and then we'll be heading further north up to West Yellowstone, Big Sky, and then on to Bozeman.
We are going to try to eat at the Bunnery. Beautiful sights, hey baby?
Look at those gorgeous mountains.
Those Tetons, rah.
Well, good morning, my friends. Today we are in Bozeman, Montana. It's Sunday morning. We're getting ready to go over to Go Fast Campers here in just a little while to get our rooftop tent platform camper installed on the Ram 2020. Now, before we do that, we're going to go and get a two-person sleeping bag. I've got one at home by a company called Teton Sports, but it is super heavy and super thick, even though it's a 0-degree bag. We're going to go and probably take a look over at Sportsman's Warehouse. They have a Kelty bag over there that's sort of a synthetic loft 20-degree bag for two people that we'll probably use with some XPED mats that we've got already that I've had for quite some time. Anyhow, so first things first. As you'll see, Heather and I are both wearing the same clothing that we've had on for the past 2 days. And so anyway, we made an agreement that when we went into our hotel room, all we really wanted to bring was our bathroom bag. And so what we did is we both decided to wear clothing that was easily washable and dryable. So I've got a quick dry Adidas shirt on, I've got some quick dry underwear on, and I've got some really lightweight, thin, stretchy hiking pants on. All of these things are able to be washed and dried overnight while we're sleeping. So that's what we're doing. We have clean clothes on again this morning, but it's the same stuff we had on the last couple of days. So if you've seen us in the same clothing over the last couple of days, that's why.
We made it.
We have arrived.
Finally.
Finally. Get this show on the road and get moving on so we can go explore the Pacific Northwest, huh? Let's see how these bars work.
We were going to, but then they didn't end up coming on with it.
Well, we can buy them. So basically these are called the beef bars.
Right.
And they slide right into these rails here. So we may consider getting something
fun.
like that, but I think this is our tent right here. Looks like it was just washed up real nice. Locking doors. Looks like they just powder coated it this week. Look at that, reinforced ultra light. Very cool. See the locking mechanisms here?
These aren't really.
No, they're definitely a powerful, strong reinforcement. I don't think they're gonna
Be any
cause much
interfere.
trouble, yeah. Come on in here, it's a pretty good size.
Those don't have wheels.
It is really cool that one of us can still be sleeping here as the other gets up and goes down to make coffee.
Right.
to get on you. Well, here we are at Go Fast Campers. We're having this thing installed. It's almost done. Heather and I are really excited to be able to get out and get up into the mountains here outside of Bozeman, Montana, get everything set up, move all of our stuff around. We've got some beautiful 4XPEDITION decals we're going to put on the side of the camper as well. Everybody here's been really great, real easy to work with. We've had a good time here, and we're just excited to get moving on and get on with this beautiful overland trip. Sweet.
So the tour of our home away from home, is that what this is?
Yes.
All right.
Awesome. We'll start off with the latches themselves. Super easy, just pushing on that key portion opens the latch.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the tailgate still will sit a little bit flatter over the next day or two.
Okay.
Just since it's freshly installed. We'll get some cabana mode going here.
Awesome. Look at that.
I mean, that's fantastic.
We'll start off with just how it's mounted in the truck itself.
Okay.
You're gonna have those 4 mounts, each comprising of an upper and a lower.
Okay.
That upper is bolted in from the outside with a 1/2-inch socket. That lower has that channel grip that holds the bed rails for the ram itself.
Okay.
And then vertically between the two is that 9/16. That's going to provide that clamping force down onto the bed itself.
Okay.
Recommend checking that after about 300 miles, before or after
tweak.
big trips. Yeah, for tightness. Before or after big trips off-road, and then probably once every oil changes. So just
Okay.
make sure it's not going to move around on you.
All right.
All the fasteners use either Loctite or Nylock, so nothing should be coming loose due to vibrations, as they
Okay.
should.
Yep.
We've got the wiring harness all set up here that runs down to there. Unfortunately, due to liability reasons, without a full certified electrician, we can't hook that up for you.
Okay.
It's a nice, simple job. There's guides both on the forum as well as on YouTube
For
on how
brake
to get
light.
into that third brake light. Exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
Those red and gray tips are like Positabs tips. They'll splice right in. And there's that white portion there is a quick disconnect if you ever should need to split the camper from the truck itself.
Got it. Okay.
Going into the fun stuff, we got those 3 panels that make up that floor, that Versa floor. The half panel has a lip that supports the quarter panels. So
Okay.
just making sure that however you arrange it when the tent is open, that the lip stays in the center line, whether
Okay.
that be inline or lengthwise or widthwise.
Is that a metal lip?
It is. Okay, that's right.
Got it.
The half panel, the mattress is separate, so that can be stashed off to the side. That way you can use that portion as a desk or a table while standing up inside of it. The quarter panels, we do package all together in the fabric just to make them that much easier to move around.
Okay.
All the fabric portions do have zippers on them though, so you can get in there to modify foam, clean fabric, anything you might want to do like that.
Okay.
Going into some of those mounting points here, all along the frame, we've got these little silver guys. They're going to be rubber well nuts. There's going to be 2 on the sides, top and bottom, 3 on the fronts, top and bottom. Not structural, just purely there for accessories. They take a 1/4 inch by 20 thread pitch, so you can either use the bolts that are already in there, or you could pick up like an eyelet or a hook from a hardware store.
Sure.
As it's nice and common. Additionally, we have several T-tracks that run throughout the camper as well. Our first T-track is going to run the width of the camper right here. You're gonna have 2 additional T-tracks that are on the length of the camper and the roof of the tent itself. And those are all the same size T-tracks as are on the outsides and the tops and the bottoms of the beef bars.
Okay, and that's for mounting accessories and things
Exactly
like that?
right.
Okay. Got it.
Perfect. Each of these cross members on the fasteners themselves do have that torque check on the fastener. I think that was just recently applied for these ones, so it might be a little wet yet. But those will dry on there, and that shows that indication of where that proper torque spec is. Nice little bit of visual assurance that it's not going anywhere because there is red Loctite on those fasteners. But additionally, if you ever had to take one of these out for a project, it'll be as simple as tightening those back up into the 2 marks COVID is.
Got it. And these are structural.
Exactly,
For sure.
definitely structural. Yep, triangles are strong.
Okay. Awesome.
All around the frame here, we do have that rubber gasket material. All
Oh,
4
nice.
sides for the side panels, and then all 3 sides for that rear. Plus
Okay.
that tailgate seal where that meets the tailgate.
So is there any dust sealing that we need to do?
I guess if you do want to make it completely airtight, yeah, I would probably start with the bed itself.
Okay.
There might be a gap starting at about this point.
Okay.
So I would check all around kind of the
Got
tailgate
it.
seal itself.
Okay.
We laid the bulb seal on all 3 sides of the bed rails.
Yep.
So that should be good already. Otherwise, any sort of other drainage holes in the bed would be the next points I would check.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay.
In the up position, these 2 billet pieces are in line with a latch catch that the latch closes behind it.
Okay.
We do have a feature for a nice emergency escape or another way to be able to lock yourself into the bed of the truck itself by sliding these down. They're then going to be bypassing the latches themselves so that the latch can be closed from the outside and then conversely then locked.
Got it.
You can then pull that past the latch catch itself, and those will then slide up into place.
Nice.
And then that panel's nice and secured again.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Showing you that latch and how that works. There's a spring pin on the outside. Pulling that out, that arm can then swing out on the other side. Pushing up in the tent, you get about a foot up or so, and those gas struts take over and set up the camp for you. Oh, we got a little friend. Awesome. Closing it up is going to be real similar. We'll grab the portions in the corners where they're zipped into the body of the tent. I'll give it a pull down and either grab up to this lip or straight up to the top. And I'll start off by squeezing out the air itself.
Very cool.
I'll bring it back up, chop the material towards the center and let it fall out the rear. That way I get to control where it follows out. Squeeze out that remaining air. And then I'll put in the last bit of material here in the rear.
That's easy.
Oh, that was
Very
nice.
Awesome.
Check around, make sure there's nothing else poking out.
Nice to have a tailgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that looks all set. Closing up's gonna be the same sort of deal. We'll pull the spring pin out and that arm swings back into place.
Snaps in.
Yep. You've got about 2 inches of dual density mattress foam in the bottom portion. That does leave you about 2 inches of space above that you can keep in sleeping bags, pillows, blankets, other soft goods. You've got the most space for those up towards that front leading edge and kind of in the shape of a V coming back because you just have a little bit more tent material.
Sure. Makes sense.
What do we think?
What do you think?
It's our new home.
It's our new home away from home. I think
Right.
it's pretty awesome. I think what's really cool about it is it's super compact. It's super lightweight. We can secure everything inside the back, unlike rooftop tent racks that people put
Right.
rooftop tents
Right.
on, things like that.
Right.
I think this is a really good option. I think it's going to be really awesome.
Right, storing all of our gear up top, like sleeping bags.
Being able to crawl down into the bed.
and go potty inside if it's raining.
That's right. If it's raining, we can make
Or
coffee
snowing.
in the morning.
Yes.
One of us can still sleep upstairs while the other one goes downstairs and starts making some coffee and things like that. I think it's going to be pretty sweet.
Yay! Welcome home, honey.
Mwah. Well, here we are, our first night camping in our Go Fast camper. We decided to make our way up to Fairy Lake. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but there are incredible mountain views here. It's about 8,000, maybe 8,200 feet in elevation, located out in the mountains north of Bozeman. So we're here, and check this out. Beautiful, beautiful peaks all the way around.
Good job, babe.
Ta-da! And just like that, we've made camp. Well, it's official. We are finally comfortably sitting in our Go Fast camper. And we've chosen to sit actually inside the camper.
With the campfire.
Yeah. We have some citronella candles going back here because we do have some mosquitoes. We decided to put the citronella back in here because it's actually warming up the inside of the camper. But we're sitting here in our Helinox chairs with our rumple blanket and sipping a little libation, having a good time. It was a little bit of work, and there were a couple little things that frustrated us off the bat, but I think that all comes from
Not camping in quite some time, only doing cabin work.
no camping at all.
No.
Let alone together. This is the first time, right? Yeah. This is the first time ever that Heather and I have camped together. That's a big deal.
We made it so far.
So what's interesting is, she has her own way of doing things. I have my own way of doing things. Neither one of us have done either of those two methods in over a year. We have a brand new camper that neither one of us have ever used. And we're camping in a place that, it's a pretty chilly evening, all of those things. Plus our ladder attachment is not working all that great. There are a number of things that we're going to have to do to work on perfecting this thing. I do think overall, though, it's very simple, it's minimalistic, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, we did get used to staying in Ghost Cat, the luxury RV, but overall, I think that we do both like or prefer a minimal camping experience. And this is actually pretty luxurious. I don't know if you can see in behind me here, but we have all of our gear back here in plastic bins. We've got the bedding all set up upstairs, and it's totally comfortable. So as we sit here in the back of the camper, there is this incredible peak right in front of us here. I imagine that jumps up to about 9,500 feet right there. And we're sitting at probably about 8,000 feet. But overall, very, very beautiful. And we're going to just relax and enjoy our evening. Right, Heather Jo?
Yes, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Well, good morning. This morning we're heading down to Ferry Lake. So we camped last night at Ferry Lake Campground, which is about, I'd say, 1/8 of a mile up above Ferry Lake Campground, Ferry Lake Trailhead. So we're heading down to the lake this morning. There's already quite a few people here already. There's two ways down. There's a long way and there's a short way. It's been a couple of years since I've been here.
Oh, some people are in the water.
All right, my friends, I think that's it for this episode of 4XPEDITION Adventure. I really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it. Definitely be sure to come back to our channel to watch the next 2 episodes of this trip with our new Go Fast camper. If you haven't become a subscriber to my channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. Of course, be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when videos go live. And if you consider yourself to be an adventurer and you're looking for an adventure community, consider joining me and Heather at Team 4X by going to 4xpedition.com/join to learn more. Until the next time, take care.